What's going on, guys? Welcome back to the channel. I know it's been a while since I did an update video on the Camaro, so I decided I'd do one real quick. You have to excuse how nasty I am right now. I'm in the middle of working on this thing. Can't talk, got my mind in a million places. Anyway, I just thought I'd walk you guys through it. We're here at the shop in Mars Hill, and I just thought we'd walk around the car and just kind of see what was going on with it, and I just kind of give you guys an update and try to stay more consistent with these videos as we go along, because we've got a lot of stuff coming up, a lot of parts coming in right now. And one of the reasons that I hadn't made any videos is I got caught up building a Harley. I thought I had to have something, you know, fun to ride or do in the summertime while the car's down. So ended up with that in a pretty strange way. Ended up just working off the price of it. The guy needed some work done, and anyway, the bike was for sale, so I decided to just do a little labor for him and take it home, and it was pretty cool the way that it worked out. Anyway, back to the Camaro. So I'm working on it right now. We've got the front fenders off of it, got the motor out of it. I believe in the last video the motor was out of it, but I know in the last video nothing was stripped down. So the entire car is down to bare metal right now, as you can see. You'll notice my makeshift paint booth here in the shop. It works pretty well. Anyway, it's all stripped down. I got all the tail lights, spoiler, everything off of it, and the back bumper and the front bumper, the only thing still with paint on them. I went ahead and did the disc brake conversion for the back, so we'll show you that. Looks pretty good. Drilled slotted rotors and single piston calipers. And then, you guys haven't seen it in a while, that brand new rear suspension, the coilover shocks, and that huge sway bar. Anyway, there's that. And right here in the floor, we've got all the stuff for the front suspension laid out. We're gonna go back with the factory coilover setup in the front, so we're not gonna be swapping over to different control arms or anything like that, as far as I know, unless I can stumble on a good deal. I'm currently waiting on a sway bar and lower control arms. We're just not going to do the uppers. So we've got it stripped down, and I actually got the bolts out of the ball joint ready for those to come off as soon as all of our new stuff gets here. And right now, what I'm currently working on is this fill panel. So in the past on Camaro, if you can see that front fender there, in this little slot right here, there used to be like a little marker light. What I decided to do was I wanted to eliminate that and fill that in with some metal, smooth it off, and make that just a flat part of the panel, because I wasn't ever really a fan of those marker lights. Here's the other fender. I've not done it yet. There's no fill piece in there, so you can see the way that looks without that on there. But that's what I'm currently working on. I'll keep you guys updated as we move along. I'm hoping to maybe get the back of these fenders painted and get everything rust prevented and all that good stuff. And we're hoping to have this thing painted by the first of the year. So we're you know, beating on it and fighting through it. And I'll give you guys a time lapse of what I'm doing right now. What I decided to do was I wanted to eliminate that and fill that in with some metal, smooth it off, and make that just a flat part of the panel, because I wasn't ever really a fan of those marker lights. Here's the other fender. I've not done it yet. There's no fill piece in there, so you can see the way that looks without that on there.
You're listening to Ritual. You're listening to Ritual. listening to Ritual.
Alright guys, so that's welded up now, and you'll probably notice a little bit of flames going on there. What that actually is where I couldn't get the paint off of that crevice or whatever, so like where that sits down in there, it's tough to get to that paint to get it out. So you'll notice it's still full of paint on this side. I decided what I was going to do is just leave that, and we're going to put a little seam sealer over that on the face side and here on the back side as well, just that way we can make sure that no water, debris, or anything like that can get in there and rust that out. Alright guys, so I got both these panels tacked in now. There's that one. Didn't really turn out as good as the others, or the other one did. That's it. Anyway, so what I'm doing now is I'm putting new fender bottoms on these fenders because these fenders seem to fit really well as they're the factory fenders for the car, and I didn't really want to replace them because, as most people know, it's really tough to get a aftermarket fender or aftermarket body panel to fit like something from the factory. So if they're salvageable, typically you should kind of stick to that. So what I did here, I'll show you this one as an example. This is a fender with a new bottom piece on it. So what I did basically was I cut the fender off like right here somewhere, and broke it loose from the assembly that kind of stiffens it up, the structure assembly behind it, and broke those welds. Those are just spot welds from the factory, and then basically I just spot welded it back to this fender. And the way that I typically do this probably isn't like what everybody else does, because basically what I did was I overlaid this new piece over the old fender. Obviously we cut out the rust, but the way that I did this, I'm not the best fabricator in the world, so I kind of put myself, you know, in a position where I can use body filler to carry most of the responsibility in this situation. So basically what we did is, instead of worrying about making a perfect weld, because I know I can't do that, I just got it to where I can feel it nice enough that it's going to be a nice clean line and it's going to look like the factory fender. That was my main thing. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to replicate that on this other fender. I've got it laid out right here. You can see this is basically where the new piece is going to go, and this is where I'm going to cut the old piece off. So it basically gives me this whole section right here to fabricate with and structure the new fender. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to cut that, and once I get that cut, I will update you guys.
You're listening to Ritual. 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 listening to Ritual. You're 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 listening to Ritual.